Hey guys, today we'll be replacing this old stretched out elastic on the sports bra I made for my sister. Step 1 was to seam rip the elastic from the sports bra so that it's free to get this new elastic on. This is 1.5 inch wide elastic. The old elastic was 1 inch wide, so making the elastic wider will reduce the creasing and make it more stable. Step 2 is to mark the elastic seam allowance I'll be using, which is 1/2 inch. Her underbust is 30. I subtract 2 to make it 28. So half of 28 is 14 inches. So my midpoint for the elastic is 14 inches. Then I go all the way to the 28 inch mark to mark the sewing seam line for the elastic itself. I'll be using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'll be marking that so I can cut my elastic free from the rest of the loop of the elastic. After that, I'm going to match those two marks. After that, I'm going to find the side seam using the back band pattern I made for this sports bra, since the back may be stretched out but the front isn't. I'm marking the side seam marks. The middle point means the middle point. Now I can sew my elastic in a loop using a straight stitch at the sewing machine. Make sure to backstitch before and after you stop sewing. Then I'm going to trim off one side of the elastic to about 1/4 inch so that there's less bulk when I do a top stitch with a zigzag stitch to make it nice and clean. So this part is the part that's going to be at the center back. I did a zigzag stitch length of 1 and the width was 3. Time to mark the elastic positioning. Time to pin the elastic to the sports bra. I'm just making my marks more defined for you to see. I start pinning at the center front, then I'll pin at the side seam, then I'll pin at the other side seam. Make sure to use as many pins as you can so that you have the sports bra lying flat in case yours stretched out in the front as well. This is the back, matching the center back mark with the seam I made for the elastic. I will be sewing with a 1 cm seam allowance along the waistline. So I'm positioning the sports bra at the presser foot of the sewing machine, removing the pin and lowering the needle. I hold the thread tails so that they don't get sucked back into the machine. I'm doing a zigzag stitch. The zigzag stitch length is 1 and the width is 3. I'm sewing close to the edge of the elastic, but I'm not going over the edge of the elastic. I didn't have to stretch out the sports bra since it wasn't that bad. And here we are nearing the starting point. So I'm going to trim off the threads from the beginning of the sewing, that way they don't get sucked into the sewing machine. After that, I'm going to do a back stitch to end that row of stitches, then move the sports bra so that the elastic is at the edge of the presser foot so I can do a second row of stitches. This keeps the sports bra nice and neat, and it's like an extra layer of security so that if any stitches pop or become loose, we have security, and also it looks really nice on the outside as well as underneath the sports bra on the inside. So here we are at the center front, at the side seam where we started, so I can do a back stitch, remove the sports bra from the machine, trim off the excess fabric, and then I'll show you the reveal of the sports bra in broad daylight. So this is what it looks like. Here's the old elastic and the new elastic. I did this like months ago. I did this in November, so my sister is already wearing this sports bra now. It's the Eternal sports bra. It's available in a couple of sizes. I'll link it in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.